Hi Rúben, good to see you. Benjamin Sesko, start with there. What's the update with him?
He's going to stay a few weeks out. I don't know how long, but he's not that serious. We have to be careful with him. He's going to recover. He's doing the recovery. He's feeling better. So in a few weeks, I expect to have Ben.
How's the rest of the squad looking ahead of the game on Monday? Is Mainoo and Maguire? What's the situation?
Maguire is not ready. Kobbie didn't train today, but I think tomorrow we could see Kobbie. So we'll see.
Sam? Do you know roughly when Benjamin is going to be back, and will that kind of cut across when Ahmad and Brian go to the African Cup of Nations?
I think it's going to be more or less at the same time. I don't want to say for sure, but when they are going to the CAN, I expect to have Ben back.
Have you been told yet when those three players will go to?
No, we have the rules. When we have to release the players, we will see. We are doing our job to try to maintain the players a little bit longer, but it's not just in our hands. We need to respect that, but we will try to do everything to protect the club, protect the player, and protect the national team.
Sorry, when is it that they're supposed to?
I think it's 2 weeks before the start. So we'll try to arrange something with the federations, but we need to respect their wills in this case.
Are you concerned then for that Wolves game that you won't have everyone available?
Yeah, it's a concern, but we already knew, and there's an opportunity for other players. We have also the under 21s. We need to send also a message in that time. So we'll see. But of course, it's not ideal because they are so important in our team, and we don't have a long squad. But again, our academy is for these moments, and we'll be ready.
You only face 3 top 10 teams in the next 10 games. How much of an opportunity is this run of games for you?
It doesn't matter. In our league, it doesn't matter. The table, it doesn't matter. Everything is so tight that is irrelevant. And if you know the history of our team, you never know where is the difficult game. So that is completely irrelevant in Premier League.
Afternoon, Rúben. Saw Lisandro Martinez in training again this morning. Just wonder how close is he to being match fit? And also, I'm just curious, could you see him as an option in midfield potentially going forward?
I can see. I think a smart, intelligent football player can play in a lot of positions, but it's not the right position for him. He needs more time to work there. He's not working there. But in one emergency, he can play. But no, I'm not thinking about that. I feel that Liche is becoming close to be ready to play. Of course, we need to be careful. He's going to struggle in the first minutes, but he's clearly in the better position if you compare 2 weeks ago.
I just wanted to ask you about another player in his position. In terms of Luke Shaw, when the likes of Mazraoui and Ahmad go away for AFCON, do you see Luke Shaw as a possibility to play left wing back? He's mostly played as centre back for you.
He can play there. Of course, is the load that a player does in that position is a little bit different. And if you are doing that in a daily basis, it is more prepared to do that position. But of course, he can play there. He's a smart player and is fit in the moment, so I think it's an option.
I know you've been asked about anniversaries a lot recently, but on Monday it's a year since your first game. What do you remember about the build-up to that Ipswich game? Obviously coming to a new country, trying to get the players to learn a new way of playing in 2 or 3 days. It must be very hectic.
Yeah, there was everything really fast. The first thinking was like the first game, the environment is completely different of Premier League, and I was excited with that. Right away, I knew that we will struggle in some things, but was that feeling of yes, it's the best league in the world, is maybe the best club in the world, but at the same time, it's a big job and is going to require a lot of work.
And when you look back at what you saw on the pitch at Portman Road a year ago compared to what you would expect to see at Old Trafford on Monday, there must be massive differences in what how the team are playing, the way they behave?
Yeah, I think we are showing that, but the important thing is that doesn't matter what we did in the recent games. We cannot forget that we start in that point. We suffered a lot last year, so we have to take that in account and to play every game like it's the last one or the first one. But of course, if you ask me, I expect a team with more control, more dominant, playing a better football, and the most important thing, more competitive in every way.
1 year since Amorim's first game, it'll be Monday when they play against Everton. Now, he said last season he was always overwhelmed by the amount of games, the fixture congestion. Remember, they were in Europe last season as well. They got all the way to the final of the Europa League. Can you see the change of not being in Europe, how much of a difference it's making this season?
Yeah, definitely, because you got players there that can have a rest, they can recover. He can obviously work with a smaller group, which he said that he likes to. He said the players that he had before is too many players. And I think that's the reason why Man United are doing well now. They're able to put maximum effort in, go and play games, and then have enough time to recover, work on things during the season, during the week, and then obviously go and play again. But I still don't think that, Man United are not the finished article, but they're definitely improving. And I've heard, some people saying that, they're scraping through games. Well, every team scrapes through games. Not every team plays well every game. But it's a good sign that they're scraping through games.
But when you say scraping through games, I think this is what you mean. They are unbeaten at home since Arsenal. At the opening day. OK, that's a good thing. But 97th minute penalty against Burnley. Against Chelsea, there was that 4th minute red card for Chelsea. They did beat Sunderland. They nearly let a 3-0 lead slip against Brighton. All right, they didn't, but still, it comes to getting scraping through. Does that mean that some people are getting carried away when they say Manchester United are back?
No, I wouldn't say that. I think it's good to see Man United where they are. It's good to see them winning games. We didn't talk about Liverpool scraping games last year, and there was a few times where Salah scored in the 93rd minute.
Earlier this season when they were winning in the last minute all the time. We did talk about it a lot, saying is that going to come?
But that happens. Happens with all the teams, because teams are not going to, again, play well every single game. There's going to be periods in a season where, not everyone's on form. There's going to be periods where you might have suspensions, you have injuries. So not every team's going to play well. And I feel like with Man United now, a lot of people are getting on their back, the critics in the media saying, are they just scraping through games? It's something to worry about still. But I think they've done fantastically well this season. And that game that Man United actually lost against Arsenal, that was probably their best performance of the season. But ultimately, they just didn't put their chances away. But again, I feel like now Man United are heading in the right direction. And Amorim's starting to convince me a little bit more now.
Well, I'm full of stats and facts today. So 4 years ago today, they sacked Ole Gunnar Solskjaer, right? At that stage, they were 7th in the league, having lost the Europa League final the previous season. Today, guess where they are? 7th in the league, having lost the Europa League final last season. Have they progressed in any way since Solskjaer left?
I mean, it's difficult to say. They have progressed definitely since Amorim's gone there. But I feel like...
Ten Hag did win the League Cup and the FA Cup.
Yeah,
you could add that in there.
You're gonna, when you look at it from a trophies point of view, then yeah, obviously he done well from a trophies point of view. But I think the squad as a whole wasn't performing. He didn't know his best side, Ten Hag. There's a lot of chops and changes, and I think when you keep changing a manager, it's difficult for players to adapt. It's difficult for players to understand a new system every single season. But Man United have stuck with Amorim. It seems like the players do understand his system. It seems like they're getting better, but they need that consistency because Man United have put them big performances in against the big teams, but they need the consistency to be up there. The question is, have they moved forward since Solskjaer? I think when Solskjaer first went there, they went forward leaps and bounds, and a lot of players were performing. But I feel like I'd sit on the fence and say it's pretty much the same until we see the Man United that was out there performing under Ferguson and winning things and competing every single season. It's a transitional period.
Rúben Amorim's pre-match press conference ahead of Manchester United's showdown with Everton was a fascinating peek into his ambitions, concerns, and tactical mindset. With the Red Devils preparing to take on Everton on Monday, Amorim struck a balance between realism and optimism, a tone that underlines just how seriously he treats this phase of the season. First, Amorim emphasized that improvement is non-negotiable. He challenged his squad to raise their game, be more dominant, and compete at a higher level in every match. He clearly believes this team has more to give, not just in terms of results, but style and control on the pitch. However, he didn't shy away from acknowledging the challenges ahead. Injuries loom large. Benjamin Sesko will be sidelined for several weeks, and key midfielder Kobbie Mainoo remains a doubt after missing training. To complicate things further, the club may lose more players to the Africa Cup of Nations soon. Despite this, Amorim's message was defiantly optimistic. The squad must step up, and others will get a chance to shine. Tactically, he hinted at tweaks. With limited options, he might lean on younger players or shuffle his lineup. There's no room for complacency. Even established starters must continue to fight for their places. Ultimately, Amorim's approach is about mindset. He demands consistency, courage, and ambition, all while navigating a challenging stretch. As United heads into this game, it's clear he expects nothing less than growth, maturity, and a dominant performance.